I open the door to my new home. I walk on in and feel completely alone, ghosted.
Mm,
I don't know
mm,
what I don't know.
yeah.
One of my favorite phrases. And so when it comes to really understanding how to do maintenance, how to prevent some of those very expensive emergencies, yes, you can watch a million YouTube videos or Google videos, but if you're like me, you're kind of like, well, what applies to me? What doesn't apply to me?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. You know what I'm going to say? I'm excited to be here today. And I do. I have true, genuine excitement. I think this lady is wonderful. I can't wait for you guys to get to know what she's about. I think the way she talks, it really kind of gets me fired up and puts enthusiasm in me. And so, she's passionate and believe in what she's doing. And so she has a tech product that's really a game changer. It puts the homeowner in the center of the universe. I mean, and that's her words. That's not mine. That's her words. And how she explained it, it makes total sense to me. And so I'm going to let her explain it herself. So I want to introduce you all to Miss Dianne Wheeler. Miss Dianne, how you doing today, ma'am?
I am well. Thank you for having me, Quentin. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So glad to have you here. And listen, I want to dive in. I want you to tell people what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of an origin story, I love the hero's journey. So you want to give us a little bit origin story, how you got to where you are. Love that. And also, if you don't mind telling us what part of the world you're in as well. And so, Miss Diane, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. So I'll get the where and logistics out of the way. I'm down
Gotcha.
here in Florida, halfway between Sarasota and Tampa in a little town called Parrish, which is very much growing by leaps and bounds. And that actually kicks off my story because I was the homeowner who I had white glove treatment through the transaction. I had a great realtor, mortgage person, title, insurance, etc. I open the door to my new home. I walk on in and feel completely alone, ghosted. I don't know what I don't know. One of my favorite phrases. And so when it comes to really understanding how to do maintenance, how to prevent some of those very expensive emergencies, yes, you can watch a million YouTube videos or Google videos, but if you're like me, you're kind of like, well, what applies to me? What doesn't apply to me? And so my business partner and I started talking, and we first started a company to help homeowners like myself with their homeownership maintenance chore list. So think of things like changing your filters and purging your hot water tank, refreshing your caulking, things like that. And into it about a year, we said, gosh, wouldn't it be great if we could track this so clients could really show value if they were going to sell their home? Look how my home has been taken care of. Look how we've really paid very close attention to preserving and protecting the value of all of the appliances so that they work for the intended usage. And one thing led to another, which one conversation leads to meeting people, and all of a sudden we're in the tech business creating Home Hub AI, which is an app. It's downloadable for every homeowner, and essentially it allows you to put your house in all of the details to protect, to track, and to grow the value of your home. And so the homeowner is the one in the middle of the story. It's all about what they have, not about the remodeler, not about the plumber, not about anything more than simply the ecosystem or the holistic environment of the home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we got going on.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Absolutely, absolutely love it. Gotta say too, I think the first time I got a chance to see your nails, I love the nails, by the way. Yeah, I know I paint my wife nails, so now I pay attention all the time. I see nails, I'm like, oh, those nails look awesome, So yeah, but no, definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for telling us how Home Hub AI came into being. I want to pick your brain a little bit about strategies, right? And I'm gonna ask a question. I would love if you could answer it two ways because I would love to know some core business strategies that you've used, but I also would love to know some personal strategies that you've used. I mean, because as I told you, you're a trailblazer, right? And so there are sometimes some things that you have to do to center you, whether it's meditation, cold plunge, but there are some personal strategies that I'm sure, core strategies that help you out and business strategies that help you. And I would love to know a little bit about both.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and share a real high level background. I actually came from the banking industry where I served for 25 years as a learning and development person. And one of the things I was able to do was to coordinate a leadership program with USF, or University of South Florida's design thinking curriculum. And design thinking is a business strategy where the customer, the client, the user is at the center of the reason for solving whatever it is they're experiencing. That has been a game changer for me. That has been how I fundamentally think about what we add into the app, the features. We chalk the storyboard. So, what is the customer journey? When are they going to start using this? When are they going to stop using this? And that sense has allowed us to understand whether or not something is appropriate for, our app, for our business, for our team. And when I think about professionally, that has never served me in a bad way because it's people at the center. I don't have human resources. I have human beings I work with. I don't have, widgets that I'm creating. I'm creating, solves for people's problems or issues.
Yeah.
And so that has really just served me well in a lot of capacities. Um, and I'll tell you, I'm a creative. So in my personal time, I do a lot of very hand-oriented things like painting or creating things. I'm a gardener, and I have learned to use that downtime as the time to just let my brain fly. And that ability has served me so well for some of these creative, what doesn't exist. A lot of times people get caught up in the whole, well, you can't have this because that's not been there before.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That is
I love it.
fascinating. So you put design thinking, and I love because literally at your heart is servitude. And I
Yes.
always say, any sustainable business at the heart and the foundation of it is going to be service. And so I absolutely love it. And it's funny, I'm reading this book. It's called Gradually Then Suddenly. I just read a part of the chapter today about Winston Churchill. He had burnout, and this was before he, became Winston Churchill, but he had burnout. So his employer told him, listen, take some time off to go paint, write, and play. Told him to go paint, write, and play. And that led to so many creative.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Things in his mind, and he kind of evolved into who we know him to be in history. And so I love the fact that you said you're a creator, and I love the fact that you take time out to paint, you take time out to play, you take time out to garden, because that keeps the way you operate, the way you create, the way you think, it keeps it fresh and it keeps it moving. So I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. While building, let me make sure I get the name right, Home Hub AI, have you bumped up against any adversity? Have you had to overcome some obstacles? Like, I tell people all the time, I just don't want to show people success. I want to show people the journey to success, right? Because it's literally a journey to success. So has there been some adversity that you had to overcome?
100%. And first and foremost, as I explained, I'm not a tech person. So when it comes to being a founding CEO of a tech company, I have to rely on people to do the coding, to do the production of our app, and to bring me the analytics to make sure that I know that we're on the right path. And so when it comes to that, finding the right people is huge, keeping the right people and insulating against something happening. And I'm not a negative thinker, but you have to figure out what can be a point that would derail your company or your idea. And let's be truthful, not everybody works forever. And so we had to think through, how do we make sure that our team is insulated against anybody who wants to retire or something like that. Adversity isn't necessarily anything more than we have an opportunity to overcome by thinking through what the actual needs are of the
Mm,
business. And when you think of it that direction, it allows you to really stop the emotional, negativity that sometimes prevents you from coming up with that pathway.
mm, mm,
So,
mm.
yeah.
No, I love it. I mean, and it sounds like everything you're explaining is the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, right? You get that fixed mindset, and you like, oh, what do we do? But no, the growth mindset is okay. No, how do we fix? This is an opportunity to solve a problem, and I love it. I'm gonna say it again. You're a trailblazer. Like when you have a growth mindset, you can blaze trails and let other people be pathfinders. There's nothing wrong with being a pathfinder. Oh, but when you can blaze a trail, like it feels pretty good. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is my authentic self. And this is something that we don't talk about a lot, especially in business, because when you really think through authenticity, it means you're bringing every single experience, every single
Mm,
nugget of knowledge. It's bringing your preferences, it's bringing everything together. And I knew when I was a very young person that I was meant to be a business owner, but it took me until, and I'm going to share real quick. Next year is a big birthday for me. It's a big golden birthday. And so it took me until recently to really become my complete and true authentic self, bringing this side out. So I think sometimes you just have to realize that there is no right path necessarily, but there's definitely something to be said about moving. You got to move in order to
mm.
get there.
Now you almost made me emotional. Like when you said what you said, I got chills because I feel you. I feel like it's interesting because my mother, she gave me a book. I bet, I'm a freelance writer.
Mhm.
And so my mother gifted me, I wrote lyrics. I thought I was going to be this big songwriter. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be. But my mother gave me a book, Songwriters for Dummies.
Mhm.
And in a footnote, she wrote authenticity. Just be
Yes.
your authentic self.
Yes.
And that planted a seed in me to where, yeah, the songwriting didn't work, but I was able to zero in that I am a storyteller. I love connecting. I use stories as my passion and to power my purpose. And so when I listen to you talk, how coming into your authentic self, that's how I feel. I feel like I am living a life of authenticity. And it has really
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
blessed me because I love to serve people, and me serving people is sustainable. This is not hard work for me. This is my authentic self. And so as you was talking, I live by a phrase that destiny has no wasted moments, meaning as you've been taking on tools and skills throughout your life, wherever your destination takes you, those tools are going to be used as you keep applying them, as you keep grabbing them, as you keep holding on to them. They are going to be used when you come into your authentic self. And so that's why I'm so excited about Home Hub AI, because it's so authentic. It's like your authentic self being manifested and coming to fruition. So I truly love it. Truly love it. Absolutely. So let me ask you, what's the next real goal for you, Miss Dianne?
Yeah. So we have a couple of really amazing things up ahead. As I described, we have three target markets. We have our customers, which are homeowners. We have our partners, and our partners are realtors and insurance agents and mortgage agents and anybody who really kind of has folks that they work with in the home space. And then we have vendors who are people who maybe do work for the house that could go ahead and add some, information according to the house. So if a remodeler or construction person comes in and builds a new bathroom, they can go ahead and put the information in that would be detailed for the house. Again, everything centers on the house. And so this year, our big beta was around the homeowner, and we started to beta a really amazing concept called pre-loved professionally documented. And pre-loved professionally documented simply means I've lived in my home. I now want to go ahead and sell it. And my realtor has taken time to pull in somebody to document the house so that the record can digitally transfer to the next person, whether that's the homeowner themselves, whether it's the realtor's photographer for the professional photos or whatnot. And that product, I think, is going to game change, because imagine going into two houses to say, do I want to buy them? And one of them has an updated report that simply says, here's the expected life of your major appliances, and here's how old they are. Here's how this house was cared for. You now, as a homeowner, are making making decisions based on real information, not conjecture. You're now having the opportunity to say, I can't just afford the home, but I can also afford the maintenance because I know
Come on.
utility bills, I know what to expect. And PS, I also know what's coming down the road in likely the next 3 to 5 years for replacement, whether it's a roof, whether it's, an HVAC, some of the more expensive things. And when I think about real estate and I think about having purchased multiple homes in my past, boy, that would have been amazing to have that information. And so my goal for next year is to get Home Hub AI into realtor hands in all 50 states.
Come,
It's a
come on.
giant, lofty goal, and I know we can do it. Um,
Absolutely.
and just make it something whereby we start on the pathway of, how like you go to some of those MLS systems and they say, here's the rating of the neighborhood. One
Hmm.
day, I want them to say, here's the Home Hub AI, whether it's a rating, whether it's a report, whether it's something. And that's where I want this to end up, because that is good for every person buying a home.
Mm. I'm really enjoying this episode. Like, this is really hitting for me because my wife and I just had this conversation. So my wife and I, we've been married for 3 years, going on 4 years. But when she
Congrats.
bought our first home, appreciate that. When she bought her first home, she was single. And we just had the conversation because things are starting to break. We got to fix things, flooring, all these different things are starting to happen. And she had to sit. She was like, I wish I would have known all of this before I bought the home. She was like, it would have had me kind of reevaluate. Can I really afford this? Or what do I really need to set aside? And so what you're saying, what you're providing is really, really, really is going to solve a real problem and a real need. And so I hear you, and it is going to be synonymous. One day somebody's going to say, "What's the Home Hub AI on that?" Like, I need that. That's what I hear it. I hear it. I see it because I see it in real function, and I think again, your destiny had no wasted moments. I think your design thinking, the way you serve people, the way you are wired, I see like this is a real opportunity to help a lot of people, just not nationwide. We talking about worldwide. We talking about home AI in Paris. Like what everybody's saying, what's the home AI? So I see it. So it's not a lofty goal. I'm with you. We not nationwide. We talking about worldwide, international. So hopefully I'm not putting nothing on you that you don't want, but that's what I see.
I've been there and I have to
Yeah.
laugh because I had a really amazing opportunity to travel to Europe last year. And one of these days, you're going to be able to put in there, I have a castle. We're not there yet, but
You took it
that
out my head. I was thinking a home AI luxury version, right? Because these mansions that people getting into, like we need to know all this stuff about the mansion stuff. People, I don't know what goes into, keeping a mansion. I don't know that. I'm in a condo. But so yeah, so I see it. I see it. But let me look at my time because I do have one more question to ask you
yes.
because you talked about how having to rely on people that do tech because you're not a tech person. So, people that do the coding. So it makes me, I have to surmise that you're good with relationships and that you value relationship building. So I just want to quickly talk about what's your perspective when it comes to relationship building? Has it profited you? Do you find it very important to what you do? Like, what's your take on building relationships?
Gosh, relationships are the key to being successful, hands down. And when I think about building relationships, we've all heard of the golden rule, treat others the
Mhm.
way you want to be treated. I'm going to challenge and say, nah, we're on the platinum rule, treat others the way they want to be treated. And that means you've taken the time to learn who they are.
Mm.
You've taken the time to learn, what, motivates them, what makes them tick, etc. And I was extremely pleased when one of my teammates had said to me, wow, you really built a team around personality and around people rather than skills, because people can learn skills, but it's hard to really get that right chemistry. And that makes or breaks a team, especially one that is a startup. We understand that our payoff is coming down the pipe later, right? And so when you work for something that you know that the motivation is not that salary every single day, you have to think back to the why behind it. And had I not met everyone I've met, had I not been able to connect, I wouldn't be where I am because I don't have every single skill it takes to be a startup business. Um, and I think that's something that, people come at it, being a business owner or start a business from one of two perspectives. They're either the subject matter expert in whatever they're building or they're a business person. Uh, I have the business acumen, but when it came to what I was solving, what I'm very passionate about, what hit home for me, no pun intended,
I got you.
I had to say, gosh, I need to surround myself with people that truly do know how to solve this problem and pull them together. And I'm very, very, very fortunate to have been able to attract the team I have together. I'm going to give a shout out to, Edson and Yvonne and Felix and Mike and all, Arvind and Manish. We have a team that is crazy talented. They have to put extra bandwidth when we put all these people together in a virtual call. And Andrew, he just popped on the team, and David is another one. So, when we think about what we're doing, if we don't have good relationships, you're not going to get your message where it needs to go. You're not going to get your widget where it needs to go. And that's a true shame. That's a true shame. So relationship building is the crux.
As you talk, um, I said this off air. how about community, right? Community, common unity. And I said, I believe healing is in community. And because when you surround and insulate yourself with people that have the same common unity, we heal whatever is fractured in the business and we heal it together. And what I love about you and the way you think, the way you're wired, and what your business does, it causes you to value everybody the same. Like you have to value the plumber, the person that deal with the septic tanks, that deal with the smelly stuff that nobody wants to deal with. You value them just as much as the person that puts the pretty granite and that puts all the pretty fixtures. Like you understand that it takes everybody that's going to add that input to this home, to your business, to Home Hub AI. And I think for me, that's what makes me really, really value what you do because it puts a great value on everybody that's a part of it. And you started off this saying, I think this is the very first thing I wrote down. The homeowner is in the center of the universe. So it's like you're building the team and letting them know you matter, but also when it's all said and done, it puts the homeowner right at the center. And so again, this has been your through line servitude. Once I found out about, what you do with, design thinking, it makes all the sense in the world. And that's why I know your business is going to be successful.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
I appreciate you so much. This has been fantastic. If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about Home Hub AI, how can they reach out to you?
Easiest thing is we have a website, homehubai.info, because we're all about information. So
Yes.
homehubai.info. That's our website. You can find us in the App Store, Home Hub AI, all one word. Cute orange label, not bright orange. It's a calming orange. It's a beautiful orange.
Love it. That's
Um,
right.
And, I think at the end of the day, we are connected on all the socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and we appreciate everybody's, following us, their input, their comments, because it does make us stronger and it makes the app, the solve that much better. So I would love to hear from everybody.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This has been awesome, Miss Diane. I really got to say, one, I thank you for your time. Two, I thank you for your story. I put a premium value on stories. I think everybody has a story to tell. And so I thank you for your story and I thank you for your perspective. I thank you for the way you think. I believe you added enough value for somebody that might have a mind shift about the way they're going after things, the way they're going after transactions instead of seeing people as just transactions, but seeing people as, like you said, human beings. And so I really thank you for being here today. This is
Thank
wonderful.
you. Thank you, Quentin. It's been my pleasure.
Absolutely. So listen, y'all can't tell me you didn't get the value. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me you have not got the value from Miss Diane in this episode. So please make sure you are subscribed. You do not want to miss out on these amazing people that we're going to continue to bring up, just like Miss Diane Wheeler. So Miss Diane, thank you again. And to everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.